Namaskar, good morning, Ram Ram. Welcome to your own channel AC Astro and weekly horoscope from 23rd November to 29th November. 7 days, 7 transit, and a major big transit. What are they? Let's welcome Akashji from Calgary, Canada. Namaskar, Ram Ram Akashji.
Namaskar, Rohitji, Ram Ram, and let's move with the 12 signs. This is a very big week, lot of transits happening. Let's start with Aries. So, for Aries people, we will see that from 23rd to 29th of November, the first day on 23rd of November, Mercury will enter into the sign of Libra. Now, here the sixth house Lord has come to the seventh house, which is good if you are struggling in any kind of workplace politics, especially anything that has to do with more of your status, or we can even say something that has to do with some designation. So, now this is a place that you will get some relief, which is good news. On top of that, we will see that Mercury and Venus are together in the seventh house. This means Padaprapati, getting some kind of uh, you know relief even in getting new jobs. If you are waiting for getting a new job, then also there is great possibility. Also, one good thing that is happening is that relationship wise, if there is any kind of miscommunication or problems that you are facing, it is also going to be in your favor. So very great transit. Moon enters into Capricorn, again receives a very powerful aspect of Jupiter, making Gaj Kesari Yog in the Kendra. This is positive for all the people who are trying to get career advancement because it is sitting in the 10th house of career. So, very powerful time. If you're going through Moon Mahadasha Antardasha, then your career is supposed to rise in a very powerful manner. Venus, on the other hand, enters into the sign of Scorpio here. If you look, Venus is the lord of the second house in the eighth house. So this is a time of financial relief, by the way. It is a benefic planet in the eighth house, not that great and comfortable, but it is a great time for financial relief if there is any money, etc., coming from taxation, sudden monies, some shared resources, maybe partnership money. That is a great time for all the people. With Venus coming here, also you gain from your spouse or your spouse also gains, so that is also a good news here. With Moon enters into the sign of Aquarius now. After Moon enters into the sign of Aquarius, it comes in a combination with Rahu, so which is a little bit of challenge here. Rahu and Moon together, little bit of challenge when it comes to your social circle. So if you are doing some kind of big parties, or if you're doing some kind of big events, or you're attending some seminars, try to be as careful as you can. And also, before writing or before emotionally getting outburst on a social media, make sure that you are, you know knowing that there is some problem like this where moon can your mind can get afflicted in some kind of illusion, so you have to take extra care of such situation. The big event after this is Saturn turns direct into the sign of Pisces. A long time everyone's career, your gains are getting delayed. This is a very positive time. Now Saturn is in direct motion. A little bit challenge for those people who are going through Sarasati. They may feel the power of Saturn, the pain of Saturn during this period, but otherwise, it's a very beautiful transit. A full video on Saturn turning direct has been posted on the channel, so you can go and watch there, which will give you great insights. Moon enters into Pisces here, and here Saturn and Moon are together, which is also a Visha Yoga in the 12th house. You may have a little bit of sleep pattern disorders during this time when Saturn and Moon are together, but very great time for spiritual exploration. So, if by chance there is problem related to sleep, etc., try to do lot of meditation. When fourth house Lord is in the 12th house, this also means it open doors for foreign countries. So, if you're trying to travel or there is travel plans, then this may, you know happen now, and there is possibility that visa etc if was not getting approved, we may have some good news here. Mercury now turns direct into the sign of Libra. This is also very powerful period. Mercury here in this situation, there is one great news that happens here with Mercury coming here. If again, I told you in the beginning also that Mercury enters into Libra, great time for all the relationship to solve. Now here you gain also from those relationships. So Venus is in also great position. Mercury, see, both are in progression. If you see, sixth house Lord is in the seventh house, seventh house Lord is in the eighth house, so it is called progression. In this case, victory over enemies and gains in partnership happens. So all the very best. Have a great, wonderful, you know, week, and see you next week. Taurus. When we talk about Taurus, Mercury enters into the sign of Libra here. So Mercury is in retrograde motion, enters into the sign of Libra here, and it is not bad. But you know what happens here is that Mercury is the second and the fifth house lord, and coming to the sixth house. In this situation, if anyone asks for some loan, some debt, we should avoid giving them. If anyone is in a legal trouble and comes and tells you that we need some bail, we need some relief, you need to sign here for a guarantor, etc., try to avoid such situations as much as you can. Because this is a friendly sign for Mercury, it is good when it comes to your workplace. Some communication, some, minute details that you need to put in your workplace will happen, and you will be able to overcome some obstacles. Moon enters into the sign of Capricorn. Now, Moon is the third house lord, receiving a direct aspect from Jupiter, with this in retrograde motion right now, but it's okay. Jupiter is very benefic. In ninth house, it opens your doors for foreign travel. So, if there is anything that has to do with foreign travel, so congratulations, you may get some great opportunities. On top of that, Moon here is the lord of your communication. So, this is the time that you may come across your gurus, your teachers, some communication kind of stuff may happen. So it is a very, very powerful period as well. Also, relationship with your father, with your mentors, with your bosses become very great. Venus enters into Scorpio. Now, in this chart, Venus is the ascendant lord coming into the seventh house. Aspecting the ascendant is a great news for people who are trying to get into a relationship, marriage. Something to do with marriage, relationships. Even because sixth house lord is in the seventh house, this says that there is possibility of some kind of a victory in any court cases or any arguments, or anything where wanting to be proved right. With Mars also in this house, and Venus also, there is possibility of getting into some kind of great partnerships as well. So if you're thinking to start something together with someone, what a great option for you that is happening here. Moon enters into Aquarius now. Now here we need to be a little bit careful, because the 10th house is occupied by Rahu, and Moon and Rahu together, it means illusion. Sometimes in this situation you get a little bit of illusion in the career area, so less gossiping. As much as possible, we want to try to be keep secrets to ourselves, not reveal it, especially when it comes to power and egoistic behavior. So don't try to get into sadistic pleasure if you're in a very powerful position. And those who are trying to achieve greatness during this time, try to be as ethical as you can in your workplace. Saturn, Shanidev, after a long time, your Yoga Karka is turning direct, which is a very positive news. Lot of gains can be expected now, especially speculative gains also. We can get gains related to if you see Saturn is looking at the 8th house, so sudden gains also. So I have made a very big video on Saturn turning direct. It is there on the channel, so do watch that. That will give you great insights. Moon enters with Saturn. Now there is a continuation. Moon first meets Rahu, then meets Saturn. So it is both malefics for Moon. So in such case, when Moon is in the 11th house in such malefic situation, you should be careful related to your social circle. If you are going to a big stage, going to some presentations, going to do some kind of an event, etc., you need to be more than careful. Because what happens in this time, whenever Moon and Saturn are together, the mind can get corrupted, the mind can get slow. So you may not react at the right point at the right time, and that may be your weakness during this time. So if you're in a very big circle, or if you are trying to achieve a goal, it needs to be more guided by a mentor, by a teacher during this time. That is the only way. The guru can only take you forward. With Mercury turning direct into Libra, this is also very positive, because finally the lord of the second and the fifth house is direct. So less losses now, little bit of gains in speculation we will see. So it's a very, very powerful time for all the Taurus ascendant people. All the best. Do follow us on Instagram, and thank you so much. Gemini. When we talk about Gemini here, the Lord Mercury in retrograde motion enters into the sign of, from Scorpio, it enters into the sign of Libra. Now, in this situation, it is not bad because it is fifth house. Fifth house is a very auspicious house for any planet to be. With fifth house lord here, it adds to more of creativity. There may be some rework that you will do, that okay, you did something, then you have to again go back, rework. But it's very good time to now start expecting some gains from share and stock market. So that is one good news. If there is any money matter that is pending for you, that is also very great for you. In fact, if real estate wise some kind of expenses you were seeing occurring continuously back to back, now this is a time that it will finally settle down. Good news for children can also come, but sometimes in this situation you may have to guide your children in the right way possible. Moon enters into the sign of Capricorn. This is where the second house lord is in the eighth house. Not a bad placement at all, but because it is a benefic in eighth house, it does not give that great results, because it becomes very in the house of longevity, in the house of suddenness. If you have invested something in the past and you're supposed to reap something, very great news for you. You are supposed to get something very good. If there is any partnership from where you are supposed to receive something, then also it's very good. Even in intimate relationship, a very emotional comeback happens. So all the very best for you. Venus enters into the sign of Scorpio, and here Venus is the 12th house lord as well. So it makes a Viprit Raj Yog. In this Viprit Raj Yog, Venus becomes extremely benefic for you, especially related to travel. There is a possibility that travel plans, or spending some money on travel, going to foreign countries, or going to intercity travel can be happening during this time. With Venus looking at the 12th house, there is also possibility that some expenses related to your workplace or health can happen, either for you, either for your family. So in that area you need to be prepared. Good time for financial relief, because here in this Vipreet Rajyog, some big debts that you are going through may come down. Moon enters into the sign of Aquarius on 27th of November, where Moon and Rahu will come together. Now, Rahu and Moon is illusion to the mind, and this is exactly happening in the house of your higher learning. So, in this period, if someone comes and tells you something about a religion, about a learning, about way of life, and anything like somewhere where your learning becomes their guidance, so try to avoid such people. Get into, this is a good time to go into spiritual places like church, like mandir, like mosque, wherever you have your faith in, and try to go and meditate and pray, because as we see the progression of moon, later after Saturn turns direct, which is a good news, Saturn turning direct, because your Bhagya Lord is turning direct. So, a lot of destiny wise things are going to be very positive for you. Happiness is coming. Again, foreign related issues are going to get solved. There is possibility of workplace benefit, like there is possibility of getting designation higher and whatnot. But after that period, exactly Moon is going and meeting, on 29th, Moon is going into the sign of Pisces. Now, when Moon, the second house lord, the lord of your speech, comes with such kind of a planet like Saturn, here there is some problem, because this is, Parashara says that when Saturn and Moon are together, it's called Visha Yoga. Visha Yoga means poisonous yoga. What happens here is that sometimes you take very hasty decisions related to investments. That is number one. Secondly, sometimes it happens that you are very vocal about something which can be vicious, and it can come back and attack you as well. So in the career area, we want to make sure that we have lesser opinions during this week, more of listening, less of opinions, less speaking, more listening is the mantra for this week. Moving forward, Mercury will turn direct into the sign of Libra on 29th of November, which is also very great news, because finally the ascendant lord is now direct. Now you can expect some great speculative gains in your stock and share market. You will see that in the past few, whenever Mercury is retrograde, the stock market, the cryptocurrency, and whatever trade always will fall down, because that is how it happens. When Mercury becomes direct, automatically things will start moving very positively. All the very best. Have a great time. Thank you so much. Do follow on AC Astro channel on Instagram, and see you in the next weekly video. Otherwise, you can follow, lot of videos are coming now. Cancer, Karka Lagna. When we talk about Cancer here, we will see that Mercury will enter into the sign of Libra in retrograde motion. Mercury from Scorpio is gone to Libra, which is Not a very bad thing, okay, but Mercury here is the lord of the third as well as lord of the 12th house, which means that all the hard work that you have to do and all the expenses that are happening because of Mercury in this life. Now Mercury goes into the fourth house. Fourth house is related to your mother. So mother is the, primary area of concern. If your mother is ailing, health wise not that great, you need to be extra careful here. Secondly, when Mercury is here in direct motion, oh sorry, in retrograde motion, it may also put expenses related to your home matters. Something that you have ignored in the past. Now Mercury in retrograde motion may force you to do expenses related to that. Good news for your siblings, some great news are coming from your siblings, that is very very great. But yeah, when it comes to emotional security, there are few tasks that you need to take care, so that you can get into a proper emotional security, or we can say then you feel complete. My wife is cancer ascendant. I know that with Mercury coming here, Rohiji, she will do some new expenses in the house. And yesterday she was saying that this carpet is not looking good, we need to get a new carpet. So ho gaya, my expenses are there, I see why. And today, because I have only 3 appointments, after that I will be free. It's a Saturday. She will take me, let's go, let's see some carpet and whatnot. Hey Bhagwan. Here, Moon enters into the sign of Capricorn here. Seventh house is where Moon is. Now, here, ascendant Lord in the seventh house, aspected by Jupiter. This is a Gaj Kesari Yoga. So, benefit to your spouse also happens. There is possibility sometimes that in such situations, you may see that there is some new relationships, new partnerships that can happen, new ideas that can come, so that collaboration can happen. With Moon in the sign of Maraka, if health wise you're going through a very tough time, you may really recover during this time. So this is very great news. Venus now moves to the house of speculative gains, children, education in the fifth house, which is a very great placement for Venus. Venus is a second most benefit planet in this Lagna after Mars. And now Mars and Venus are together with Surya. So it is a very great time for some great speculative gain. The stock and share market, which has gone a little bit of down, the cryptocurrency, which has gone down, now this may be a time that you may start seeing upward motion. So which is very great for your sign. So you will be able to make right decisions as well. And when it comes to children, you will get happiness from children as well. Those sisters who are trying to conceive, very great time for you, because you may give good news by end of this week that something good has happened. With Moon entering into the eighth house with Rahu, this is a time of little bit of caution, because ascendant lord in the eighth house can suddenly create some kind of sudden events, and Rahu here can create accidents, sometimes problem, challenges, fall, hurting legs, stomach pain, back pain, lower back pain. These are the kind of things that can happen here when Rahu and Moon come together. But otherwise, stay hydrated, because there can be problem related to water or water retention in your body. So please make sure that you're hydrated during this time, because Moon, this Cancer ascendant should be always drinking water, huh? Water sign. So on the other hand, if you're thinking of getting into some kind of fight or some kind of litigation, then you will have to use unconventional measures to make your win. This is what your chart says. But otherwise, a caution time for making very big investments. And then Saturn turns direct into the sign of Pisces, which is great news, because Saturn here is the seventh, eighth house lord. So if relationship wise we are not going in the right scenario, Saturn is going to make things better. In fact, now there will be possibility that more job opportunities will start coming for you. In fact, there is possibility that short distance travel and even litigation, if something is going on where you need to overcome that, it is good news for you. With Moon coming into the sign of Pisces, again, if you're going through Moon Mahadasha Antardasha, we will be careful about about our ideology. It is receiving an aspect of Jupiter, so we are very lucky, but still, Moon and Saturn together in the ninth house can make every aspect of your life feel very slow. That I am not able to achieve this, my luck is not working. So depression kind of feeling can come. At this period, every time when Moon and Saturn are together, you should do the Mahamrityunjay jap as well as do the Lord Shiva jab, that Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Very important. And finally, Mercury turns direct into the sign of Libra. Now, any travel plans, any efforts that you have put in the past, now they are going to fructify in the house also. Now all the expenses can be done, and now you can move forward with a little bit of more, related to your, we can say, because now it will be coming to the fifth house. Now start working on your children, on the area related to their progress and whatnot. All the best, have a great time, see you next week. Leo, when we talk about Leo, Mercury enters into the sign of Libra in retrograde motion. So now this is the time of communication, hard work. This says that this is the time you cannot sit idle. It has to be completely hard work, hard work, hard work. Lot of hard work you need to do during this time, because it has your wealth lord, your gains lord has come to the third house of effort. So something is still pending in the area related to communication, which you need to achieve or show courage, or with your siblings. So these are the things that Mercury retrograde in the sign of Libra tells us. With Moon entering into the sixth house, of Vipreet Raj Yoga is created. So work will be too good but very hectic. That is called Vipreet Raj Yoga. Also, possibility of foreign travel or sudden travels can happen here, with Jupiter looking at the sign of sixth house, which is a debilitated aspect. But here still, Moon receives a lot of benefit from this aspect, and Moon can create, sometimes workplace is becoming too hectic, right? So Moon can give you little bit of peace during this time, but that peace can only come through isolation. So you cannot say that, okay, there is a party and I will get peace. It is more related to isolated behavior. So if you can take some time off from your work, this is a very, very good week to take time off. With Venus entering into the sign of um Scorpio, this is also great news, because now it is going to directly aspect the 10th house. So your career, the power, the boost in your career becomes very powerful for you. In fact, there is a great possibility that during this time you are supposed to be getting a new job or a new job offer, or there is possibility that some real estate. Oh my god, my wife and my thing I have come. So here, see, Venus has come from third house to the fourth house. In this case, sometimes real estate expenses, so expenses related to home can happen. So I think my wife is going to do some expenses here, Ruichi. So this is my sign also. When Venus comes here, there is a possibility that, uh, if you are trying to move to a new property, if you're trying to buy a new vehicle or change a vehicle or get it upgraded, whatever it is a very great time for you guys. So you can go ahead. When we come to Moon comes to the seventh house now. Now, this is a very clear, very important time in partnership. We want to be very careful if you're in a partnership, because Rahu and Moon together can cause some illusion. It is good if there is foreign partnership. There may be a lot of progress here, but still we want to be careful about every kind of illusion that we are putting different people on scenario. Like if we are talking to different people, we don't want to misguide them. That is the kind of situation this says. Also, because this is also the house related to your spouse, so be very careful about any kind of discussion with your spouse. There it can lead to different places as well. So try to be as calm as you can. Om Namah Shivaya is the mantra. In this period, Saturn be turned direct, which is very good news, because Saturn is Kendra Lord, seventh house Lord. So now you start gaining lot of things from your partnership, as well as in your career also. The slowness that was there, now it starts picking up. In your wealth also, your bank balance starts, you will start accumulating good wealth, as well as in the share and stock market, cryptocurrency. The losses that you have done is now going to get recovered slowly. So this is a very good transit of Saturn. Those who are in Sadisati, now they may face a little bit of extra heat of Saturn, especially Aries moon will start now feeling much more heavier. So sorry for that. I am also Aries moon, so I will also feel the heaviness. So when Moon enters into the sign of Pisces here, again in this week, second time it makes a Vipreet Rajyog. So some big problems related to habits, we can say fear, we can say travel, journey, is going to solve, and you will feel much better. With Saturn and Moon together, take care of your health, especially stomach. Don't eat too much of outside food, because they are both looking at the second house of eating habits, which may create some stomach related problems, sometimes even food poisoning. So that is the kind of situation that we are seeing here. And then Mercury turns direct into Libra, which is very good news. Now, finally, Mercury is turning direct. That means some karma related to communication, etc., has been taken into great action. And because Mercury is the second house lord in the third house, because of your speech and communication, there can be some gains that you're having. Even from your social media, social circle, you may have some gains. From your friends, from your siblings, also some great gains are coming. So, overall, very, very positive week for Leo ascendant people only amidst of Moon Mahadasha. If you are going through Moon Mahadasha, Antardasha, Rahu Mahadasha, Antardasha, Saturn Mahadasha, Antardasha, Saturn and Moon, Rahu and Moon, any combination of Moon and Rahu and Saturn, then we are cautious. Otherwise, we are superb. Okay. All the very best. Have a great and wonderful time. See you next week. Virgo ascendant. When we talk about Virgo here, Mercury enters into the sign of Libra. So here Mercury is in retrograde motion from Scorpio and comes to the sign of, you know, Libra. In this situation, Lagna Lord in the second house is a good news, but here it says that if you have done some commitment in the past, if you have given some kind of a great commitment, this is the time to go back, understand that what did you do, how did you do, or did you not fulfill it. So it's a time of fulfilling your commitment. Either that can be related to your family, your money, anything to do with that, because this second house is ruled by your teeth and whatnot. So here we may have little bit of we can say health problems related to either teeth, either we can say eyes. So eye fatigue related to dental problems can happen, so you need to be extra careful during this period. Moon enters into the sign of Capricorn, which is good news because Moon here is the lord of the 11th house, coming to the 5th house, adds speculative gains to you. Gains from children also happen if you are in education field or doing some studies. Then also this is very good for you. Education happens very nice, and because it is receiving aspect of Jupiter, so 5th house qualities, happiness really turns up in a very very nice way. One more thing here with 5th house and Moon. Fifth house is the house of Mahalakshmi, and when Moon comes here, you may, rather than forcefully getting some kind of, okay, financial thing, it is more of an emotional approach that you should take. Even if you're doing some startup or if you have done some startup in this period, work more on, emotional quotient rather than productivity, or we can say practicality. M- Try to take contracts etc on emotional level. That's my suggestion. Now, here we will see that Venus will enter into the sign of Scorpio, which is the second house lord in the third house. Again, this is a great possibility, great news. There is no issues at all. Venus is very powerful, very nice here. And in many scenario, Venus is going to be very, we can say add luxury to little bit of your short distance travel. There can also be good bonding etc with your siblings also happening, because this is third house of short distance travel, and ninth house lord is here, so you may also be traveling to a very far away place, a very different culture, so you may try different things during this period. So all the very best. Moon now enters into the sign of Aquarius. Now, when Moon enters into Aquarius here, it is the workplace area, health area, where we need to be careful. And Moon and Rahu together can create some health problems. So we want to be very careful of getting overburdened in workplace. Sometimes, other people try to play us. We have the habit, and Virgo people have the habit of people's pleasing because Mercury, right? Dual nature. So they try to say that no, everyone should be happy around me. So this is the sacrifice that they do, and sometimes people take advantage of that sacrifice, and this is exactly that period. Don't revolt, don't fight, but this is a time to really work on your grounding energy, like really work on, we can say, calmness, meditation, do some take some nice health supplements, go for a nice walk. That kind of situation is there. Don't get into workplace burden or politics, and start saying no. If some people say, oh, do my work, this that, say no, this is not my work. So you have to take stand also somewhere. With Saturn turning direct, this is also good news because fifth house lord is turning direct. So your creativity, all the losses that you must be getting in your speculation, because see, Saturn was retrograde, so you must have gone a little bit of red in your stock and share market. This is where you are supposed to now achieve some great news. So all the best for you. Saturn is also aspecting the ninth, first, and the fourth house. So real estate related things will also move forward. If foreign education is something that you're looking for, that will also be in your favor. Moon enters into the sign of Pisces here, which means that in this situation, Moon is supposed to be making a Visha Yoga. It is receiving an aspect of Jupiter, which is very great, but it is making a Visha Yoga in the seventh house. Relationships, partnerships is where it is triggering. So it may trigger during this period that you have a little bit of argument with your spouse. There may be a little bit of heated argument, sometimes very, we can say, very hurtful arguments. So you need to be extra careful about how you want to move there. You have to understand that this is only a very temporary phase. When moon comes, very small problems can happen, but sometimes that problems can last for a very long time. So we want to make sure that we are absolutely aligned and connected with the energy of Lord Shiva. Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya kind of energy, so that we don't make very big mess. All the best. And then Mercury turns direct into the sign of Libra, which is very, very good. I think by software did not take Mercury in the second house, but it is in the second house here. So your wealth, etc., is going to start increasing here. And there can be gains in the workplace also. So all the very, very best here for your this week. Libra. So Libra, we see that ascendant is where from the second house, Mercury will come and be placed here. You get really some gains from foreign countries, but this is also the time that you may have worked with someone from a very distant place, and now they are asking for some closure, something where you need to put more of your effort. So this is what it is. Somewhere your confidence, which was going down because of this retrograde motion, now is going to, this Mercury has come here to make your confidence very powerful. So this is also very great news. In fact, this is a time that you can shape your destiny rather than other people doing anything for you. So don't depend on other people. This is the time that you yourself will be in that position to fight it out and make sure that things become better for you. So don't depend on other people in the beginning of the week. Now, as Moon, the 10th house Lord, enters into the Kendra, into the 4th house, and gets direct aspect of Saturn. This is a of Jupiter. This is a very good news, because here a Gaj Kesari Yoga is happening with an exalted Jupiter aspecting on the 4th house. I know it's a debilitated aspect, but Jupiter's aspect are even in debilitation very good. Now, here you will really feel happy if there is any property related transactions, anything to do with your family, family values. Sometimes we can go into the situation of some monetary benefit from the family, some good family get-togethers, maybe some homums, some rituals. It will be a very, very great period. If your health of your mother has been a cause of concern, then we may find some very great news during this period. All the very best. Venus will enter into the sign of Scorpio here, which is good because ascendant lord in the second house gives you financial relief, financial freedom. So, because of your own efforts and power and very great placement of Venus, you are supposed to make something very great. If this investment is the area that you are working, or if you want to get into investments, this is the right time to make great investments and reap great benefits for a very long time. So, all the very best. If you have some money sitting, invest it right now. Now, Moon enters into the sign with Rahu in the 5th house. Now, 5th house is children. So, some worry related to children can happen this week. Also, because Moon and Rahu are sitting in the house of your speculation. So, when we are doing any big transactions related to speculation, I'm not talking about investment. Investment is still okay. Speculation means that I am putting $10,000. Let this stock go up today. Very careful. It may go either way depending on your Mahadasha Antardasha. So very careful in such situations. If you are creatively doing something, it's a great time, because creativity wise, this is a very great placement of Moon. Because in your workplace, you'll be very creative, out of box ideas. In fact, if this is the week of your startup, then that's an absolutely right week for you. With guidance from your guru, from teacher, from spiritual guidance, from your bosses, mentors, you may be able to take the right decisions as well. Some disruption in education can come, but that is very temporary. With Saturn turning direct, this is now good news. On 28th of November, a very good news is coming, that your Yoga Karka, the planet that is absolutely everything for you, when it comes to peace, when it comes to happiness, when it comes to real estate, money, children, everything is ruled by Saturn. It is turning direct. Now, good news for those people who are really suffering health wise, because Saturn's direct motion will help you find the right solution. Will help you get into very great what you say recovery mode. So this is good. Those who are struggling with debt, financial freedom also comes for you. So great. In fact, the aspects of the Saturn are also very good. You can go on the channel. There is a full video on Saturn turning direct with all the aspects covered. So you will get a clear idea about it. With Moon entering into the sign of Pisces, now here workplace wise, we cannot get into a fight, because see, 10th house lord in the 6th house of workplace and health. So you, if you get into a fight, you will get depression, anxiety, your health can go down. So we don't want to fight during this period. It is a very temporary phase when in the workplace we may get challenged, or we may get some kind of a, politics, small politics, etc. We want to be as calm as we can. This is the exact mantra for this time. With Mercury also turning direct, now things related to your destiny will start moving forward. Even foreign country related, some good news is supposed to come. Because see, if all everyone is in progression, 12th house lord in the first house lord in the second house, that means there is progression in your life that is happening. Monetary wise also, we will see great progression during this time. All the very best. Have a great week. See you next week. Scorpio. Luigi, for Scorpio, we will see that the first transit is of Mercury entering into the sign of Libra. Now, what has happened here is that Mercury was in Libra, but in Scorpio, but now it has entered here in a retrograde motion. So that means the Viprit Rajyog continues. That means big problems related to health, related to expenses, which were not being able to taken care of. This is the time that you'll be able to take care of, because here the positivity is that Venus is also here. So Venus and Mercury together can finally shake hands and say that, okay, you know what, these are the problems that needs to be taken care of, and problems will be, expenditure will go less. So this is the time that you have to repair your damages. So that is exactly the time that is coming on. With Moon coming into the sign of Capricorn, here it is receiving aspect of Jupiter, which is such a powerful aspect here. And Jupiter is aspecting on the third house that is related to your communication. So some things that you were hesitant to say or communicate or bring forward, it is the right time to put that things forward. One thing which is very good with siblings, if there is any kind of communication that you need to do with your siblings, any kind of short distance travel that you're planning, either with your friends, now you will have the courage to take action and really book those tickets. So very powerful. With Moon coming here, it also means that you will emotionally try to get other people convinced. So good time for negotiations as well. Very great time. Now, Venus enters into the sign of Scorpio here. Now, Venus is the lord of the 12th house, as well as it's a Maraka here, 7th house lord. Coming to the Lagna with Mars, they're both aspecting the 7th house. So, relationship wise, things are going to become very positive. But when it comes to any kind of, if you're thinking of doing any kind of Botox, any kind of things to do with your face and whatnot, so with what we say, some kind of cosmetic surgery, etc., scheduled for you, then this is not a great week for you. It may be really challenging, or you may have some infections, problems, challenges. So be very careful. That's what my suggestion is. When Venus comes with Mars in the ascendant with two fire planets, then it can go somewhere crazy, because both are enemies of Venus. Okay, see here, Scorpio ruled by Mars, Maraka is Venus only. So when it comes together, not a good thing for you to go ahead and do something. Again, another thing that we see is that Rahu and Moon are coming together. So there may be a little bit of anxiousness, there may be a little bit of palpitations, not great when it comes to the health of mother. If you're doing some travel, there may be, this travel may be very rough for you during this week. But only good news is that here, if someone is trying to create problem for you in a real estate area, in your home, someone is trying to create enmity with you, you will be able to overcome those enmities. So that is good news some way. Saturn turns direct here. Saturn is the fourth house lord as well as the third house lord. So all the communication, all the things related to your real estate, everything depends on Saturn. And Saturn is turning direct in the fifth house of creativity. The creative blockage was is will be removed here. So this is good news. In fact, with Saturn putting an aspect on the 7th, 11th, and the second house, you're financially also going to get much more financially you will get much more relieved, because of the stock market, share market, which you have been, or the cryptocurrency that you have, which must have fluctuated. Now this is the time that it will start moving forward in the right manner, so you will gain from it. Now, after Saturn, so Saturn turning direct is a very big video I've already uploaded on the channel, so you can go and watch there. Absolutely, if you're going to Saturn Mahadasha, Antardasha, Sadesati, Dhaiya, then you have to really watch that, because very important. Now, Moon enters into the sign of Pisces here with Saturn. Now, ninth house, not exactly ninth from itself, receiving an aspect of Jupiter is good news, but when it comes with Saturn, You may have a little bit of rift, or sometimes some challenges with your children, or sometimes education wise you may have feel a little bit of extra overwhelming. So this is the place that you need to be very careful about. When again, November 29th till 31st or 30th on 1st of December is not a great time for you to invest into speculation. So don't invest into speculation. Whatever is there right now, just let it grow back for you. Here, Mercury is turning direct into the sign of Libra, which is good news because Vipreet Rajyog planet is turning direct. So all your expenses are now taken care of. Your sleep pattern also becomes nice, and the hidden enemies which has been trying to trouble you or trying to create fear in you have also gone away from your life. So overall, it's a very nice week, but little bit of careful related to any cosmetic surgery. Very important. Don't do it unless and until your Mahadasha Antardasha is favorable. Don't do it. Otherwise, there is a very big problem that is coming. Sagittarius, when we talk about Sagittarius here, Mercury enters into the sign of Libra. That means in retrograde motion, it has gone to the 11th house. The 10th house Lord is in the 11th house in retrograde motion. That means some karma related to your social circle, your social media, your friends, we can say, your colleagues. We can also say that even related to your partner is pending, and that's why Venus is here. So some goals that are supposed to be achieved with your help for other people is supposed to be happening during this week. There is also possibility that your spouse gains a lot during this week, so very very good news for you. When Mercury is retrograde, we want to be avoiding any kind of big investment, speculative investment like share and stock market, because it is aspecting the fifth house with a retrograde motion. So you may make wrong decisions sometimes. So be careful about that. Now, with Moon entering into the second house, financial relief is coming, a very great financial relief, because from the eighth house, you will see that Jupiter is exactly looking at Moon. And this looking at Moon here is the aspect that causes makes Gaj Kesari Yoga, which this possibility, there is possibility that big wealth relief is coming. Suddenly it may come. God knows how it will come, but suddenly big relief related to money is coming, especially if you are very much in debt, very much in trouble related to either achieving a debt, like you are trying to take some debt, you're trying to expand yourself. This is a time that your file etc may get approved, so all the very best for it. Second house Moon can create a little bit of health problems, sometimes in the dental area or sometimes in the eyes, so try to get into a routine where eye fatigue does not happen to you. Okay, that is important. Now, Venus enters into the 12th house, makes a Vipreet Rajyog. It is the sign of Scorpio when Venus and Mars are together. So, 8th house, 6th house Lord in the 12th house. We have to be a little bit of careful with our health, especially sometimes our health also, sometimes health of our family members also. This may bring expenses to us. But see, health is going to get solved, but expenses are going to be there. Sometimes in this situation, in the workplace, we have a very, very big troublesome time as well. But we will overcome it because it's a Viparit Rajyog. If there is any kind of enemies that are trying to create trouble to you, they will be taken care of. That is good news, because when the sixth house Lord goes to the 12th house, hidden enemies will come on surface. Those people who are working around your back in office, in workplace, they're around your, they are trying to do politics, they will come in front and you will say, oh my god, this is the person I trusted the most and they did politics with me. That is the kind of stuff that you will really see during this week. With Moon entering into the third house, now this is the time you have to control on your vani, on your communication, on your writing. So you have to write, don't write very very harsh mails, don't write anything on WhatsApp, it can be used against you. So in this period, try to be as silent, as meditative as you can be. It is a time of solitude. It is a time of going completely zero slow. Let things come. This is a time to become a very good listener rather than a very good speaker. That's exactly the time that is demanding. Short distance travel may get disrupted. So if you are doing any travel during this week, try to take some insurance on it, because there can be some disruptions. And if you have insurance, etc., you may be safe, more safer. With siblings also, if you are doing any kind of dealing or any kind of, we can say, uh, any kind of negotiation, be very careful. Saturn turns direct, which is very good news for you guys, because Saturn here is the lord of the second house. So that means money wise we will start receiving some great positive news. Your debts will start going down because of the direct aspect of Saturn on the sixth house. Your health will start becoming very much better. Your career, and as well as your attitude, your discipline, the things that you have learned in the last 5 months, it is going to be very great for you to apply it and now really benefit from it. Moon will now come with Saturn. Now, Moon is the eighth house lord. Here, we can not get too comfortable again, because Moon here in the fourth house can create sometimes, anxiety, heart related issues, problems to health of the mother. So, if that is situation where you need to be extra careful, please be extra careful in that area. And then at the end of the week, Mercury turns direct into the sign of Libra. Very good news. 10th house Lord turning direct. That means more opportunities in workplace politics, which were going on now. Go for it now. Now you will get solved, because now you're able to achieve your goals. Your gains are happening. You are supposed to be maybe going on a foreign travel trip and stuff like that. That is also going to be very smooth for you. In fact, this is the time of doing now investing into share and stock market, because this is the time that it will take you forward. Okay, all the very best. See you next week. Capricorn is here. When we talk about Capricorn, Mercury enters into the sign of Libra. That means in retrograde motion, it comes to your 10th house. 10th house is the house of career. So, very great. This means that in the career area, you're not putting exact kind of analytics, hard work that you are supposed to. And this time, things will move forward for you, and you are supposed to do something very great in your career. One thing which is very good is that when the ninth house Lord is in the 10th house, it is kind of a Raj Yoga only. So that means your destiny is now on your karma. So you will be able to achieve everything's greatly. What happened is that there may be some karmas which are pending, which needs to be achieved. So work very hard in your workplace, your career, your dignity, your power, your rank, your ability to work much harder or much analytical is coming here, and it may be fruitful for you. When we look at Moon here, Moon is the seventh house lord in the ascendant now, making a Gaj Kesari Yoga very powerful, but it is Maraka. When it makes such yogas, all the maleficness of Moon is going. But in this situation, what happens is that Moon is supposed to be getting you a little bit of emotional. So there may be some emotional, what you say, emotional um, situations, either at home, either at family. See, with 12th house Moon, you must have got lot of expenses related to your family, sometimes mother also, because 12th house Moon is the mother. So here with Lagna coming, all that problems go away and you feel a little bit more comfortable. But Moon in this first house is very good for expressing your emotions. Venus goes to the 11th house here. Now, Venus is a yoga karka. Once it comes to the 11th house, it's very powerful, because it is going to give you some great gains only. So, all the best, some great gains are coming. If you're in a social circle, social media, digital marketing, sales, any goal oriented jobs that you do, then this is the right time for you to achieve that goal in a very powerful manner. Moon enters into the second house. Now, here, seventh house Lord is the second house, so Maraka. Health wise, absolutely careful. Suddenly, accidents, challenges in the health area, eye related problem, dental problems are the things that can come immediately. Sometimes, in this situation, you may speak something wrong or untruthful about other people, which may, you know, play with your image as well, because Rahu can put illusion on Moon, so we want to be careful. With Saturn turning direct, this is good news, because your ascendant lord is turning direct on 28th of November, which is great news, because lot of things that you were putting lot of effort, it is sitting in the third house of effort. It may not be that fruitful, but now you will start really receiving the blessings of Saturn. Exactly, your creativity will go up. Your learning that you have done in this over time in the past 5 months is going to really be fruitful for you. It is going to come as a boon for you. And also now foreign travel doors are absolutely open for you, because Saturn is putting the aspect on the 12th house. So all the very best. Saturn and Moon are meeting next. Now, this is again a cause of concern. See, in the third house, where Moon does not have very great strength. Saturn has a great strength here. Moon does not have great strength. So, emotionally, you may try to, people may try to emotionally target you. So, don't get into emotional drama. This is a time to be silent. Become a good third house is ears. Be a very good listener. Don't speak too much, don't write too much, because there may be possibility that you may take some wrong decisions during this time. Short distance travel, if you're doing for a very short period of time, 1 or 2 days in this period, it may be there may be disruptions there. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that we are having travel insurance, etc., so that we do not get into a very big troublesome travel. With siblings also, younger siblings, try to be as quiet as you can, because here Visha Yoga, it can create some kind of poisonous relationship between you and your siblings. Good time for negotiation, by the way. When you can emotionally want to negotiate, good time. Now here Mercury turns direct into the sign of Libra, which means that your destiny lord is now direct. So now your luck is at seventh sky. You will get great power from your luck. So all the very best. Good time to also make any decisions related to workplace, change of work desk, also change of laptop, change of technology. Everything you can do during this period when Mercury is turning direct in the 10th house. Many people I have seen, when Mercury is here and it is turning direct, they also get into some higher position. So there is possibility of some hierarchy also. All the very best. Aquarius, Kumbha. Now, when we talk about Kumbha during this week, Mercury is entering into the sign of Libra. Libra. Now, Mercury here is the planet that rules exactly your eighth house as well as rules your fifth house. So, all the speculative gains, etc., are seen from Mercury, and it is retrograde from Scorpio into the sign of Libra. So, that means here your destiny, you need to work more hard, you need to learn something very nicely. So, if you're doing any kind of education, please complete it. If you have left something in the between, now this is the time to absolutely get day night over it and finish it, because some very big opportunity is going to come to you in the future which cannot be ignored. This Mercury in the ninth house also says that there can be some sudden travels also, or something that you have not finished in a travel, or for your we can say for your kids. This is a very important time to do that karma very nicely. Now, Moon coming to the 12th house, making a Vipreet Rajyog, as well as receiving an aspect of Jupiter, is very benefit time, where your health condition, if it's bad, becomes very nice. In fact, if there are debt related problems, enemies related problems, health related lot of problems, you are going to feel much better here. Health wise, debt wise, if there's lot of debt and you were not getting any kind of way to pay it off or go get relief, you will get relief. If there is litigation, any kind of problems related to court cases, you will see that this is also in your favor, and things are going to be suddenly turning for good. Venus and Yoga Karka, very powerful planet. Venus coming to the 10th house means some great progress in your workplace. It's with 10th house Lord and Sun and Mars get proper directional strength in the 10th house. That means here you cannot deny that during this period, some very great thing related to your career is coming, some comfort in your career is coming. That means either great position, or there is possibility that you may be getting a promotion during this time, or new job. The whole world is going into holiday, but you are going to get new job, new responsibilities, new goals. So that is how the positive this time is for you. So such a great period. Take full advantage of this period. Then Moon enters into the sign of your lagna, that is Aquarius, and here it is Rahu is sitting very powerful, and Rahu is in Satabisha nakshatra, so again more powerful. And Moon and Rahu together here, this means that there can be a little bit of illusion in your mind. You may feel that everyone is your enemy. You may feel that people are trying to take advantage of you. People are trying to take money from you. Don't give money to any people. That is very good advice for you. If you give money during this period to someone, that money is not coming back. So try to say that I am broke, I don't have any money. Secondly, with Moon being the eighth house lord in the Lagna, you may also find that some kind of hoax. Hoax means unnecessary health scare. Oh my god, this happened, what will happen to me? Oh my god, my stomach is paining, am I having some serious issues? That kind of illusion can come. If you're thinking of any kind of face related activities like Botox, this, that, whatnot, try to avoid any cosmetic changes during this time when Moon and Rahu are together. In fact, even when Saturn turns direct, this is the time that your ascendant lord is turning direct in the second house. That's a Maraka place. Looking at the fourth, looking at the looking at the fourth house with the third aspect, looking at the eighth house of sudden ups and downs, and looking at the 11th house of gains, which is good. When Saturn turns direct next, that is very great. But when it comes to all this cosmetic things, then this is not the right time. Otherwise, you'll face a problem, because after Saturn turning direct, Moon is getting into the second house. So if you're doing any kind of cosmetic changes in your dental area, or your mouth, or your nose, or your lips, exactly this is the place you should not get into this right now, because not a favorable time. It also has to depend on your birth chart, that if you are thinking of, birth chart wise, that what are the kind of things that I need to do and what not. Otherwise, if with remedies we can move forward and do it, but be very careful. Second house with moon and Saturn together, you have to control your speech also, because your speech can become poisonous, and sometimes you may say something which you will not be able to take back. So we want to be careful in that area. And then finally, Mercury will turn direct into the sign of Libra, which is great news for you, because Mercury here is the eighth as well as the fifth house lord. The fifth house lord is a very important planet in our birth chart. With it turning direct, it adds to again creativity, higher education, learning, happiness from children, some real blessing that comes from God without you asking for it. Automatically, you will be put in the right place at the right time, and things will be in your favor. So, absolutely great and powerful week for Aquarius Ascendant people. All the best. See you next week. Pisces. Now, here we will see that Mercury is entering into the sign of Libra. Look at Mercury here. Mercury here is the lord of your Kendras, but coming to a Dushtana into the eighth house means that some big karmas, and it is coming from the ninth house to the eighth house. So, some big karmas related to your research, related to your devotion, related to your occult sciences, related to something to do with your shared resources from partners, from in laws, are seen during this week when Mercury is entering into the sign. See, it is from 23rd to 29th only, it is here. So that means some area you need to be focused on, and that is your, we can say, your eighth house. Eighth house is the house of intimacy also, hidden affairs also. All hidden things are seen from the eighth house. And Mercury here is saying that if there is any kind of extramarital affairs, any kind of things related to do with some property transaction that you're doing which you're not telling other people, may come on surface during this period. So get ready for such kind of revelations. Now here, moon enters into the 11th house. When moon enters into the 11th house, here the lord of the fifth house is in the 11th house. So aspected by Jupiter, which is such a great news. Here, this means that the stock share market, where the things went red, little bit of losses came. When we were talking about cryptocurrency, some losses came. In this situation, now gains will start happening. So you will start seeing green signals there. So that is very good news. In fact, somewhere where you are trying to get into a social circle, where you're trying to get into a big event, or trying to be a presenter, trying to speak something, those who work on social media, digital marketing, sales, any goal oriented jobs, a very powerful time for you. You will be able to achieve all your goals. So, congratulations. Here, the next transit that we will see is that Venus will enter into the sign of Scorpio. With Venus entering into the sign of Scorpio, this is the time the eighth house lord as well as the third house lord has gone to the ninth house. That means all the short distance travel that you're planning may now fructify. All the research that you have done may now come to your use in terms of your higher education as well. And in fact, this is a time when many people will choose to go to foreign country for education, or may have just come to a foreign country for education in the past 2 3 months, and now they will feel settled here. So this is great and good news for all the Pisces ascendant people. One thing that we cannot ignore here is that moon is going to meet in the 12th house, the fifth house lord in the 12th house with Rahu. So sometimes in this situation, your children can come into a little bit of trouble. So please keep a close watch on your children, because fifth house lord is in the 12th house. They may do some kind of, stupid activities which may get them into trouble. So we want to take care. Your sleep pattern may get disturbed. In the night, you will be too active. During this week, you will see that in the night, you are very active. Night happens and you are binging on social media, you are doing all this reels and whatnot, and also you will be having sleepless, turning here and there, night, not nightmares we can say, but lot of dreams may come. With Rahu and moon together, there is also possibility of foreign travel that can happen. So all the very best. Or your children may be doing going to a foreign country. Very careful, if they are traveling to a foreign country, we need to make sure that look at their chart, if everything is good, some remedies should be done or not. So that has to be taken into consideration. Saturn turns direct here. Now, Saturn is the lord of the 11th house, that is gains. And from past 5 months, it was retrograde. From 20th of November, it will get direct and put aspect on the third. That means all your effort will now be answered. On the seventh house, that means relationship wise, also, we will see that more discipline, more structured relationship and partnership will happen. And looking at your 10th house, which is the most important thing, your career is going to become a very great point now. So this is the time that you have learned, you have done so much of back and forth in your career. Now time of progress for you. With moon coming with Saturn, this is good and bad both. Good is because you're creatively going to very very good. Bad is when your attitude, your ego, your irritated behavior, or you feel irritated, which can cause other people to feel a little bit of disturbed because of your behavior. So that is the only problem with moon and Saturn coming together this week. But otherwise, the good news is that creativity wise will be so good. There is Rashi Parivartan between moon and between Jupiter, so that is also very great. So honestly, it is a great placement, but only thing is that your attitude needs to be not vicious. Your attitude needs to be more of adjusting during this time, because sometimes you may feel that, oh, I don't care, oh, I don't care, so you may become a little bit of aggressive. So that's what should be avoided. And finally, the great news for everyone is Mercury turning direct into the sign of Libra. So this is very good because now Kendra Lord is direct. You gain from your partnership, you gain a lot of trust, you gain a lot of hope, you gain, your partner also gain from you. If there are shared resources that are supposed to be taken care, that is also what comes into play. And you are supposed to be doing something very great related to your research, and very powerful time for you. All the best. Thank you. See you next week. Thank you, Rohit ji.
Thank you very much. Very, lengthy this time because so many transit per day. We are
Yeah.
seeing one transit, or someday we are seeing even two
Two
transit.
transits, yes.
But I think uh, very positive because lots of planets going direct, and especially Saturn. And I hope some good things are about to come. And the one most important video what we are bringing for you, and what most YouTubers are not, I think, bringing, that is when all put the post the video Jupiter retrograde. We will pause the Jupiter retrograde, come back to the Gemini sign, how there it will impact. So very soon that video is coming. So keep subscribing, and for the consultations, number on the screen, mail ID on the screen. Thank you,
Thank
Kashji.
you,
We'll
Rohit
meet
ji.
you in the
Thank
next
you.
video. Till then, Jai Shri Ram.
Om
Jai
Jai
Hanuman.
Hanuman, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mahalakshmi. Om Namah Shivaya.